Harare, Zimbabwe. Robert Mugabe, 93, who ruled Zimbabwe with an iron grip until the military placed him under house arrest last week, shocked the nation on Sunday night by refusing to say whether he would resign. Many political observers and fellow Zimbabweans had been expecting Mr. Mugabe to step down as president after nearly 40 years in power. But the embattled president gave a 20-minute televised speech that acknowledged problems in the nation, and he vowed to soldier on. The era of victimization and arbitrary decisions must end, Mr. Mugabe said while sitting at a table, flanked by members of the military and other officials, including a priest. He also declared that he would oversee his governing party's Congress in a few weeks. "I will preside over its processes, which must not be prepossessed by any acts calculated to undermine it or to compromise the outcomes in the eyes of the public," he said. Observers questioned how Mr. Mugabe could oversee the Congress if he was no longer leader of the party. His address came hours after he was expelled as leader of his party, ZANU-PF, which gave him until noon on Monday to resign or face impeachment by Parliament. Party officials earlier on Sunday also removed his wife, Grace Mugabe, as head of the ZANU-PF Women's League and barred her from the party for life. So were Jonathan Moyo, Zimbabwe's Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, and Xavier Kajikura, the Minister of Local Government. Mr. Mugabe's second vice president, Felixilum Foko, who had served for 3 years, was fired. Mrs. Mugabe, who had amassed wealth and power in the party and was her husband's likely successor, has not been seen in public since Wednesday. ZANU-PF appointed her rival, Emmerson Mnangagwa, the vice president previously fired by the president, to take Mr. Mugabe's place as leader of the party. The harsh rebuke by the party's Central Committee came after emergency talks to address the political crisis. Under the constitution, Mr. Mugabe remains president despite the party's expulsion. Announcing the decision on Sunday, Patrick Chinamasa, the party's secretary for legal affairs, said that Mr. Mugabe hereby is recalled as first secretary and president of the ZANU-PF party. He is therefore asked to resign forthwith, Mr. Chinamasa said in the event that the resignation would not have been tendered by midday 20th of November, 2017, the ZANU-PF chief whip was ordered to issue proceedings for the removal of the president. Cheers and dancing broke out in the building after the decision to expel Mr. Mugabe as party leader. "There is a case at the end," a group of youths chanted after storming an open space outside ZANU-PF headquarters. Many Western news outlets had alerted the world to a pending resignation, citing confidential sources. But it was not to be, at least in the speech on Sunday night.